All right, welcome back to Unbreakable Town Hall. Perhaps the biggest impediment to successfully long-term investing, heck, even short-term, is learning how to get around losses. They call it loss aversion, right? And it's like the game of life. Losses equal pain, right? Here's the thing about us as people, and I would even go further and say as Americans, right? We don't like any pain. We take a pill for everything, right? Physical pain. We don't want financial pain. We don't want emotional pain. Doc, what's wrong with me? Huh? You're a messed up person. But anyway, it's like, come on. We avoid it at all costs, even if the cost is even greater than the pain down the road, right? So we'll ignore this and it only gets worse. We'll ignore that or take a pill for it, but the underlying issue never goes away. There have, in fact, been studies on how investors deal or don't deal with pain. And there's the real famous guy, Richard Thaler is his name, the father of behavioral analysis. He came up with a simple study that underscores this loss aversion. A couple of guys who worked with him, Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky actually came up with what they call the prospect theory, in which they tell subjects that I'm going to flip a coin. If it lands on tails, you lose $10. If it lands the other way, how much should you get if it lands on heads? And for the most part, most people said, $10, give or take. So it's interesting. Scientifically, this is the way it looks. So anyone who made it past 8th grade, let me know what this means. For everyone else, this is how it looks. Okay, we want twice as much for the risk than we get from the gain, right? So I mean, the pain from a loss is so significant. The same thing, it just crushes us. I don't know why, but that's the way it is. It just really, really crushes us. So, like real life, you have to learn how to accept occasional losses in your portfolio if you're going to do well in the stock market. And on that note, I decided it would be better to have real life superstars, right, who've overcome loss on this show rather than behavioral analysts. So we are super blessed to have one of the greatest athletes of all time, a man who was certainly the underdog, and again, he came back again and again and again. Evander, the real deal Holyfield. You don't know how many times I lost my voice cheering for you. I called in sick a lot of Mondays, like, I can't come in. Evander fought Saturday. I love you. I love your story. I watch you from day one. And one of the things that set you apart, in addition to your overall record and how great you were, was, you took on these huge challenges. And, I mean, these guys you were fighting with twice your size. So let's talk about taking a loss. And it's so funny because I was going to start with Riddick Bowe, but you experienced loss a lot earlier in your boxing journey, didn't you?
I sure did, yes.
Tell us about it.
Well, the big thing in boxing is your first loss. And I was 8-0, and somehow listening to what people say, and you get caught up in the color of a person's skin. So they were telling white boys can't fight. And I don't know, because I never fought one until I fought one, and I won. Okay then, and then the second time I win, third time I win, then fourth time I fought a white kid, but he wasn't like the other white kids. He wasn't smiling, and his mom went with him, his dad went with him, and he didn't have on a nice robe.
Did he even have shoes on?
I didn't have no shoes on, just like I ain't have no shoes on. So it's obvious that he probably poor too.
Right.
And you know what? The first guy beat me. And I started crying, and I ain't want to fight no more. And my mama said, you got to go back. I fought him again, and he beat me again. And I really realized I can't beat him now. But my mama said, son, there ain't no quitting now. You can quit when it's over. Whenever you fight and you win, then you don't have to fight no more. But you're not gonna quit.
Right.
In nothing that you do real well. You have to win. Then when you win, then you can make the right decision whether to quit or not. So it's based on when you win, then you choose not to do it, then you're being truthful. But a lot of times when you lose, when you quit, you embarrassed or something.
Right.
Yeah,
Did you ever fight him again?
Yeah, I fought him again the third time, and the third time after I fought him, I was with my buddies, and so none of my buddies ever lost against a white guy, and they say, and when they seen all the white boxers, they said, we gonna easily beat them. I didn't say nothing, because I realized some of them could fight. and you know, they seen all the white kids. Then when we all made it to the final, we had 5 boxers that made it to the final. And the first guy lose, the second guy lose, the third guy lose, the fourth guy lose, and I'm the last one. And they told me I was gonna lose too. And they said, you ate Burger King too? Yeah, but I don't have a cramp like y'all say y'all have.
Right.
My stomach don't hurt.
Right.
They said, well, you're gonna lose anyway. I said, no, I'm not. They said, you know the guy you fight? I said, no, I don't know him. He said, that guy that you lost against. I said, what guy? He said, Cecil Collins. And God, dog, and I seen his name, and I started crying. But I knew that I had to fight him,
right,
because my mama was gonna get me. I know my mama gonna win. I can't hit her back. At least I can try to hit him back. And we fought, and you know, and I prayed, and I went out there and gave them all, and I won. Then that was the thing that I just didn't quit. I'm telling you, it's just the fact that when it comes down to, it's always going to be somebody that you're going to have to call on to get you there.
Right.
And I did.
You know, it's so funny watching you as a fan. I saw that in you in fights. Like, you know, there's always these athletes who seem to fight at the same level as their competition. I mean, in light heavyweights, you had some mind-boggling fights. I mean, just mind-boggling against some really great guys. And then you moved to heavyweight, the same thing. The battles, the wars. And when someone punched you, they were getting punched back. And it was like, you know, it was just, I don't care how hard they hit you, they better not start gloating or getting comfortable, because you were coming right back. And of course, you had you fought Bo 3 times.
Yes.
How did you, I mean, he was huge. He was huge. What were you thinking? Okay, again, you got to take a loss every now and then. You learned that early on to achieve greatness. But against this guy, what did you think about?
What the thing is that to be a great fighter, you have to fight great people.
Right.
And you can't be afraid of none of them.
Right.
And, you know, and I realized that what I believe in is that if you give your all, you ain't got no reason to be ashamed of it.
Right.
And you can't let nobody make you feel that you didn't do your very best, but you know that each and every time you got to give more. And I was willing to give more. And as long as I live, I knew I could give more.
Before I wrap this up, the question that everyone wants to know is, what did you do with the ear?
What I did there,
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
I mean, that's worth some money right now. Whoever's got that ear, that piece of your ear.
What, that piece of skin up? Like,
Yeah, I'm just joking. But
all good.
Everyone remembers when Mike Tyson bit you, of course. That was the reason you moved up to heavyweight. Ultimately, you wanted to fight him. It took a while, but it happened. And I just wanted to say to you that beyond athleticism, beyond boxing, for me personally, you're such an inspiration. You have been an inspiration. And we need people like you. We need to see, hey, you know what? You can overcome these kind of things. I don't think it's any surprise you were born in Alabama. That's where my family is from. There's something special about that Alabama stock. But you are a great American hero. And I want to say thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, and before we go, folks, it is Evander Holyfield's birthday today. Happy birthday.
I didn't know nobody knew that, but.
The forks are coming out.